Hello students, this is part 3 of the chapter Carbon an important element. Now in the part 1 and part 2 we had learned about carbon, its crystalline form, non-crystalline form. We also learned about hydrocarbons. Let us now learn about carbon dioxide. Now carbon dioxide is readily available in the nature and the carbon dioxide is formed when carbon combines with two atoms of oxygen. So the molecular formula of carbon dioxide becomes CO2. So now we know the molecular formula of carbon dioxide, that carbon combines with two oxygen atoms. Now the molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44. Now it is because of carbon and oxygen both. The melting point of carbon dioxide is minus 56.6 degrees Celsius, and also the percentage of carbon dioxide which is present in the air is 0.03%. So 0.03% of carbon dioxide is present in the air around us. Now, if we have to prepare carbon dioxide in laboratory, so for that we need a stand, we need a round bottom flask. Now, there are two types of flask. The one which is round, that is called as round bottom flask. Then we need a thistle funnel. So here you can see this funnel which is there here. This is called as a thistle funnel. Okay. Then we require a gas delivery tube. So this is the gas delivery tube. So the gas can be delivered from here and can be sent to wherever we want. Then we also require a glass jar. This is a glass jar. And here we have the rubber corks here which we have attached here. Okay, so these are the apparatus which we require to prepare carbon dioxide in the laboratory. Now we require chemicals. So first of all, we require a few pieces of marble, or we can also say as calcium carbonate, which is the marble pieces or limestone pieces also you can take. And we require dilute HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. So what we have to do is we have to assemble the apparatus. We have taken a round bottom flask. Here we have assembled the thistle funnel, and here we have added our gas delivery tube. Now slowly what you have to do is you have to add, first of all we will add few shahabat tiles. So first we'll add few shahabat tiles and we will close this. Then slowly you have to start adding dilute hydrochloric acid from this thistle funnel. So as you will add dilute hydrochloric acid here, so here what is happening is, as we have calcium carbonate here and this combines with hydrochloric acid. So this forms nothing but that is CaCl2 is formed, and hydrogen oxide is, that is water is formed, and we get carbon dioxide gas is released from here because of the HCl. So here a reaction takes place, and from here what is separated? Carbon dioxide gas is separated. As carbon dioxide gas is separated, now this is full. So from here the water cannot, or you can say the gas cannot go out, because here we have added hydrochloric acid, but this is empty this side. So here, from here the gas will pass and it will go into this jar. Okay, so in this jar what we are collecting? We are collecting what? Carbon dioxide gas. So from this experiment we can conclude that when calcium carbonate is mixed with hydrochloric acid, so calcium chloride is formed, water is formed, and carbon dioxide is given out, which we have already collected in the jar. Okay, you can even test it with different experiment to know the carbon dioxide gas. You can smell it. As there is no smell, it is odorless. Carbon dioxide is an odorless gas, but you can add lime water into it. It will turn milky. You can then find out that the carbon dioxide gas has been released. So this experiment is done whenever you have to prepare carbon dioxide in laboratory for various purposes, and in this way we prepare carbon dioxide. So here we have the reaction of the previous experiment. So here is the shahabat tiles or the marble tiles that we have taken. That was calcium carbonate. So CaCO3. Then we have HCl. Now this too is nothing but balancing which is done. So first you have to write the equation and then balancing is done. Now you don't have balancing this year, you will be having balancing next year. So first is calcium carbonate. It reacts with hydrochloric acid. So Ca and Cl2 gets combined, that is CaCl2 is formed, that is calcium chloride. Water is formed and carbon dioxide was given out, which we collected in this jar. Now, what can be the physical and chemical properties of carbon dioxide? So, carbon dioxide, if we talk about the physical properties, first of all, it is odorless. If you will see, it is present around us, but we cannot smell carbon dioxide. Also, it is colorless. You cannot see carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so these are the two physical properties of carbon dioxide. Then we have various chemical properties of carbon dioxide. First of all, it is non-combustible, that is, does not support combustion, does not support burning. Oxygen is required for burning. Then we have also seen that carbon dioxide turned lime water milky. We had seen in the experiment in our second part. Then the carbon dioxide also turns blue litmus into red when it becomes acid. When carbon dioxide reacts with water, so then it forms an acid and it turns blue litmus red. Also, the color of universal indicator turns orange yellow in carbon dioxide. So the pH is between 4 to 6. So that is why we can say that carbon dioxide is slightly acidic in nature. These were few chemical properties of carbon dioxide. One more thing is that carbon dioxide is soluble in water, and when it dissolves with water, so it forms the carbonic acid, which we have already seen in the part 2. Then we have the uses of carbon dioxide. So now we all love to drink aerated drinks, right? So the bubbles that you can see, the gas you can see that is there, the carbon dioxide is present in the aerated drinks. Also, the carbon dioxide is obtained by the chemical reaction and the under pressure in the fire extinguishers. So in the fire extinguishers also carbon dioxide is present. Now also when we have to remove coffee from caffeine, okay, so for that also carbon dioxide is used. And also if we, the liquefied carbon dioxide, if you have to use that, so liquefied carbon dioxide is also used in dry cleaning to remove the substances, the dirt or the stains which cannot be removed easily. So the liquefied carbon dioxide is used there. And also we all know that carbon dioxide is used by plants for photosynthesis. So these were few uses of carbon dioxide. Now the main important use of carbon dioxide is seen in fire extinguishers. Now the fire extinguishers contain sodium bicarbonate powder, and there is also sulfuric acid which is present, which is dilute, and this sulfuric acid is placed in a glass capsule. So when pressure is applied on the knob, you can see here there is a knob which is there. So when you apply the pressure on the knob, the capsule which is there, it breaks, and sulfuric acid which is there inside the capsule, that comes out. And as there is sodium bicarbonate, so there is a reaction which takes place between sodium bicarbonate and sulfuric acid, and what is given out is the carbon dioxide gas is released. And you can see that white color thing that is coming out, the gas which is coming out from the fire extinguishers, that is nothing but the carbon dioxide only. So this is the main reason why carbon dioxide is filled inside. And so with the reaction of both, that is the sulfuric acid and sodium bicarbonate, so that the carbon dioxide can be released out. Now the regular fire extinguishers which releases carbon dioxide gas, these extinguishers are used to extinguish small fires. Now for example, a fire is there in a building and it is very huge, so you cannot just run away and use the small extinguishers which are there. So only for small fires these extinguishers are used. For big fires we cannot use the fire extinguishers. And one more important thing of fire extinguishers are that the carbon, as it is carbon dioxide based, so they do not cause corrosion. Corrosion is caused only because of oxygen, and here there is no oxygen, there is carbon dioxide which is present. So that is why they do not cause corrosion. And also they are non-conductors of electricity, and so we can even use these fire extinguishers for while if any electrical appliances catches fire, So we can use this type of fire extinguishers. Now, in some fire extinguishers, liquid and solid carbon dioxide is also filled inside instead of putting sodium bicarbonate. So what they do is they add the liquid and solid carbon dioxide inside, and when you apply pressure on it, so carbon dioxide releases. But if you will see the regular fire extinguisher, so this is the chemical reaction which takes place inside the fire extinguisher. Here we have sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3. This is sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. So when a reaction is taking place between these two, so the product that is formed at the end that we get is what? Nothing but carbon dioxide. And this is white in color, which comes out of the nozzle when you press the knob. Now let's learn about methane. Now in the earlier parts we had learned that carbon combines with four hydrogen and forms methane, that is CH4. So the molecular formula of methane is CH4. There is one carbon atom and four hydrogen atom. Then the molecular mass of methane is 16. And also methane is called as a marsh gas. Now, why methane is called as the marsh gas? So, methane is formed by the decomposition of plants and animal matters. Okay, so decomposition takes place in the plants and animal matters in the marshy areas. Wherever there are swamps and the marshy areas are there the decomposition takes place and the methane gas is formed. Now, this methane gas, it bubbles out from the marshy area. You can see the bubbles are coming out, and as it is found in the marshy areas, that is why it is also called as the marsh gas. इसके लिए मीथेन को हम लोग marsh gas भी बोलते हैं. Now methane is also present in biogas. Whenever you try to produce biogas, in that also methane is present. Methane can also be found in the coal mines. Okay, then the methane which is there, it can also be found in the other natural gases, with around 87% of the natural gases occur in the form of methane. Also, when decomposition of the organic matter takes place, that is anaerobic decomposition. Now, there are two types of decomposition, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic, which involves oxygen, anaerobic, which does not involve oxygen. So, when oxygen is not involved, that is called as anaerobic decomposition. So, when the decomposition takes place in the absence of air, so this is called as anaerobic decomposition. So, the gas which is produced, that is called as methane. Now we can also produce methane gas by heating the mixture of hydrogen and carbon monoxide gases at 300 degrees Celsius when you add a catalyst, nickel. So in this way also you can produce methane gas. Now let us look at few properties of methane. So the melting point of methane is minus 182.5 degrees Celsius. And the boiling point of methane is minus 161.5 degrees Celsius. Now this methane gas, it is colorless, it is odorless. Also the density of the liquid methane is less than water, and the methane gas, it is soluble in water and other organic solvents. Also the methane gas is gaseous in room temperature. So these are the few properties of methane gas. Now methane gas, when reacts with oxygen, it gives carbon dioxide and heat. So whenever it burns in the presence of oxygen, so a bluish flame is given because it is highly inflammable and it burns completely. So this is the reason also why methane gas is used in biogas plants. Now methane also reacts with chlorine gas, and this is called as chlorination. So the mixture of methane and the chlorine, when it is exposed to a flame, so it explodes, and this produces carbon and hydrogen chloride. Now in the presence of ultraviolet light, it forms methyl chloride, that is chloromethane, and hydrogen chloride. So here if you will see, when methane, when it reacts with chlorine, so here we have methane, we have chlorine, in presence of the ultraviolet light, it gives what? It gives methyl chloride, and we also have hydrogen chloride here. or you can also say the HCl, which is an acid. Let us now see few uses of methane. So methane in the form of natural gas, it can be used in industries, it can be used for fabric mills, for paper mills, even for food processing, petrol purification, we use methane gas. And as it is an hydrocarbon, so the proportion of carbon dioxide which is released in the combustion of methane is just very small. So very less amount of carbon dioxide is released, and this is the reason why it is used as the domestic fuel. Also, the methane which is used for production of organic compounds like ethanol, ethyl chloride, methanol, acetylene, all these organic compounds can also be produced with the help of methane. Now, one important thing you have to remember, that methane gas was discovered by Alessandro Volta in 1776. He was studying about the marshy land. At that time, he discovered about the methane gas. Next is the biogas plant. So biogas is used as a very cheap fuel which meets the demand for cooking gas. So instead of the other LPGs, we can use the biogas, which is nothing but methane only. And it consists about 55 to 60% of methane, and the rest is carbon dioxide in it. So what we do is we put animal dung, dry leaves, wet garbage, whatever thing is not useful, but it should be organic only. So those things are decomposed with the help of anaerobic microbes, and it is done in a plant. So here you can see there is a plant, that is the biogas plant. So inside this, the decomposition process takes place and the methane gas is produced, which is nothing but the biogas. Now, biogas is also called as the cheap fuel and the clean fuel. Also, it is eco-friendly because it contains very less amount of carbon dioxide, and like it is eco-friendly because of the 55% to 60% of methane is present and rest is carbon dioxide. So on combustion, it does not produce harmful gases, so it does not cause any type of pollution. Also, biogas fuel, it is convenient to use. In addition to this, the produces very good manure as the side product of the process. So manure can also be obtained from this, and so biogas is also called as the eco-friendly fuel. Now we know that biogas is produced with the help of anaerobic microbes. So it is nothing but the anaerobic process, but there are two stages in which the biogas is produced. First is the production of acid, and second is the production of methane gas. So microbes, they will act on the our biodegradable or the compound, that is nothing but whatever cow dung we have added or the wet garbage we have added. So the microbes will try to break it down and the acids will be released. Now that those acids are called as the organic acids. Then as the organic acids are formed, so there are methanogenic bacteria which are there. So these methanogenic bacteria, now they will attack on these organic acids, and then they will produce the methane gas. So here you can see that acetic acid is there. So this acetic acid is then formed into methane gas and carbon dioxide is released. So this acetic acid, in this, the methanogenic bacteria will act on it. They will try to break it down more, and then we get the methane gas. So this is how the biogas is produced. That is nothing but the methane gas, and this is the production of the biogas from the biogas plant.